Let's uncover imposter syndrome. Ready? So it originated in 1978, and the idea is that you've succeeded due to luck and not your talent or work. This original idea was from Pauline Rose Clance and Suzanne Imes. What is the opposite of imposter syndrome?
Dunning-Kruger effect. It is your failure to recognize your own incompetence.
Here is the spectrum. My goal for you is to get you smack dab in the middle. When you're in the middle, my hope is that you have an accurate understanding of your capabilities and you attribute your accomplishments to your effort.
Now for the fun part, let's take the imposter syndrome test.
And this survey is mad legit because it was created by the psychologist who actually coined the term.
There are 20 questions. To skip the test and go directly to the imposter profiles, go here. You will rate your own behaviors from 1 to 5. Completely false to always true. Remember to write down your scores and feel free to pause as we go along. I have often succeeded on a task even though I was afraid I would not do well before I undertook the task. I can often give the impression that I am more competent than I really am. I avoid evaluations if possible and dislike when others evaluate me. When I get praised for what I've accomplished, I'm afraid I will not be able to live up to those expectations in the future. I sometimes think that I am where I am today and have succeeded because I was in the right place at the right time or had the right connections. I'm afraid that people who are important to me may find out that I am not as capable as they think I am. I tend to remember incidences when I have not done my best more than incidences when I have done my best. I rarely do a project or task as well as I would like to. Sometimes I believe that the successes in my life or job are because of some kind of error. It's hard for me to accept compliments or praise about my intelligence or accomplishments. At times I feel like my success is due to some kind of luck. I'm disappointed at times at my present accomplishments and think that I should have accomplished much more. Sometimes I'm afraid that others will discover how much knowledge or ability I really lack. I'm afraid that I will fail at a challenge or project even though I generally do well at what I attempt. When I have succeeded at something and received recognition for my accomplishments, I have doubts that I can keep repeating that success. If I receive a great deal of praise and recognition for something I have accomplished, I tend to discount the importance of what I've done. I often compare my ability to those around me and think that they may be more intelligent or capable than I am. I often worry about not succeeding on a project, even though others have considerable confidence that I will do well. If I'm going to receive a promotion or recognition, I hesitate to tell others until it is an accomplished fact. I feel bad and discouraged if I am not the best, or at least very special, in situations that involve achievement.
Okay, after you're done answering these, add up your scores.
Bleep, bloop, bleep, bleep, bloop, bloop.
All right, what is your score? My score is 35, guys. Less than 40 is low. 41 to 60 is moderate. 61 to 80 is frequent, and higher than 80 means intense, okay? First of all, I want you to know that you are not alone. It's a phenomenon that interferes in your life. It's not something that you are. It's just an experience that you are having. As I read through these profiles, see if you resonate with any of these, okay? We have the group called the perfectionists. Perfectionists set extremely high expectations for themselves. Even if they meet 99% of their goals, sometimes they think, well, why didn't I achieve that 1%? So they're not giving themselves the positive reinforcement of the 99%. They're instead focusing on that 1% that they didn't get. Okay, so any small mistake then will make them question their own competence. We have the superheroes who push themselves to work way harder than those around them just to prove that they're not imposters. And they feel compelled to succeed in all aspects of their life. They're always just putting really high pressure on themselves, right? And they obviously feel stressed when they can't accomplish something. Then we've got the experts. Okay, these are people who feel they need to know every single detail before tackling a project or an assignment. Okay, they also look for certifications and trainings and higher education to improve their skills, to start to add those letters and degrees and certifications at the end of their name so that they feel like they know more. They might be hesitant to ask a question because they're afraid of looking dumb. Then we have this next profile here. These are the naturally gifted. Things come so easily to them since they were a kid. Anytime they tried something new, they were pretty good at it. But when they meet some kind of obstacle, some kind of challenge, some kind of hardship in their life, they're suddenly like, uh-oh, I'm not good enough. Very different backgrounds, right? These people are coming from very different places, but they're all having a similar experience. We have the Lone Rangers. These are the folks that love doing things by themselves. They are most likely introverts, very independent. They thrive in being self-sufficient. So they don't want to ask for help. And whenever they have to ask for help, if they're in a situation where they need somebody's help, they then feel incompetent. In fact, Einstein, baby, he called himself an involuntary swindler. And he's actually swindling people because they're giving his work a lot more praise and recognition than it actually deserves. And what's wrong with imposter syndrome? Here is why it could be a bad thing, okay? If it motivates you to achieve, I think that's perfectly fine and healthy if it's not interfering with you in a negative way. And that negative way is a hidden cost that comes up with anxiety. But you're over preparing because you don't want to be seen as a fraud. You want people to respect you and appreciate you and admire you. Those are very external reasons for doing something. And so you either over prepare or you procrastinate. Two very different responses, but they're both equivalent in the imposter phenomenon. These are your takeaways. Ready, Freddie? First, separate fact from feelings. And chances are, if you aren't training your brain, if you aren't really self-aware, you're not practicing mindset mastery, then your feelings, your emotional brain will override. You're in that stress spiral, and nobody but yourself can take you out from that. Write down the facts. Read it out loud because it's going through your logical brain when you read it out loud, and then you're able to catch all of those illogical statements or illogical beliefs that you have about yourself. Next solution for you is to collect proof of why you are good enough. So what you want to do is collect proof about yourself and your capabilities, okay? A lot of us might feel this phenomenon because we end up comparing ourselves to others. We are more similar than we are different. They are as flawed as we are. I mean, especially failures being learnings. Like, they're not even failures. You've done it and you've learned now, Pretty cool. Failure is gonna happen. It's bound to happen. So we might as well figure out a healthy way to respond to it. Last solution for you, and that's to visualize your success. Now, this is not fluff. If I say right now, purple hammer, you automatically can see a purple hammer. And that is the power of your mind's eye. It actually thinks that it's a memory. So it thinks that it's real. And if you start to visualize your success, you are feeding your brain images that you are already successful. Okay? And that stuff changes your brain's wiring. You actually start to make progress and successes towards that goal. Your brain is like, yep, obviously, I knew it.
All right, guys, let's show imposter syndrome who's boss. I will see you in the next video.